2026 a public holiday to mark this year's International Workers' Day. The announcement was made by the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, on behalf of the government in a statement issued by the Ministry Permanent Secretary, Magdalene Ajani. The minister congratulated Nigerian workers on the occasion and acknowledged their dedication, noting that their contributions are vital to the country's growth and development. He also urged workers to remain committed to patriotism, productivity, and national service, describing these values as essential for sustainable development. President Bola Tinubu has approved the removal of Seidu Mohammed as the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMPDRA. Just about 4 months after his appointment, the decision announced by presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga was said to be taken in the public interest and in line with the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, with the aim of strengthening regulatory effectiveness in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. Following the sack, the president nominated Rabiu Abdullahi Umar as Mohammed's replacement, subject to Senate's confirmation. Now, the race for the 2027 elections within the All Progressive Congress, APC, is intensifying as many aspirants have begun purchasing nomination forms, signaling strong interest across presidential, governorship, and legislative positions. The process has created a lively atmosphere at the designated venue in Abuja, with both aspirants and their representative participating. The surge in participation suggests that direct primaries may be adopted in several states, especially as individuals who were not endorsed by party leaders or governors are still pushing ahead with their ambitions. Despite move by some party leaders to impose consensus candidates, several aspirants have openly rejected such arrangements, insisting on a level playing field through direct primaries. Good news, 12 years after the abduction of 276 schoolgirls from Government Girls Secondary School, Chibok, by Boko Haram insurgents, 12 of the survivors are set to graduate from the American University of Nigeria in Yola. Speaking on the development, AUN President Prof. Dwayne Frazier described the milestone as a global success story, noting that the girls' journey from captivity and the Sambisa forest to earning university degrees represents resilience, hope, and the triumph of human spirit. Now, the House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to establish a 50-year national economic plan for Nigeria, aimed at providing a stable and legally binding framework for long-term development, sponsored by Amobi Oga and debated during plenary presided over by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu. The bill targets persistent issues such as policy inconsistency and short-term planning, which have hindered the implementation of past initiatives like Vision 2010 and Vision 2020. Lawmakers noted that the proposed plan covering 2026 to 2076 would ensure continuity in economic policies across administrations, improve coordination, and promote accountability. Finally, on the international news, Dubai has relaxed its residency visa rules for property investors, making it easier for single property buyers to qualify. Under the new policy introduced by the Dubai Land Department, the previous minimum property value requirement of about 750,000 dirhams for a 2-year investor visa has been scrapped for sole owners. This means individuals who fully own any residential property, regardless of its price, can now apply for the residency visa, significantly lowering the entry barrier for investors. However, different conditions apply to joint ownership, where each investor must hold a minimum share valued at about 400,000 dirhams to qualify. Now, moving on to our next segment, the business news, and we'll be doing this with Hadiza Galadima.
Thank you, Zainab. Good afternoon and welcome. It's Thursday, the 30th of April, 2026. I am Hadiza Galadima. Coming up on the S24 Rundown Business Update, we track a record-breaking surge on the Nigerian exchange as market capitalization crosses a massive new milestone. We'll also look at the rising alarm from the industrial employers over operating costs, and in our global segment, we analyze why investors are frantically pivoting to safe haven assets as oil prices skyrocket. All that coming up now. We begin with liquidity hitting a historic peak on the Nigerian exchange. Total transaction for the first quarter of 2026 reached 4.14 trillion naira, nearly double the previous year's figures. The spike follows the successful completion of the banking sector recapitalization, pushing market capitalization past the 150 trillion naira mark. And Nigeria's Employers Consultative Association, NECA, is sounding the alarm on the soaring cost of doing business. Director General Adewale Smart Oyerinde notes that while wages reforms are necessary, persistent inflation and high energy costs are making it increasingly difficult for firms to maintain production levels and employee headcounts. Meanwhile, institutional investors are diversifying into tangible sectors. Recent market data shows a significant capital shift towards agribusiness financing and local industrialization projects, as investors move away from speculative tech ventures in favor of sectors critical to national food security. And in international market, Brent crude has surged past $126 per barrel this morning, driven by intensifying geopolitical tensions. This price shock has rattled global equities, with major indices in Europe and Asia seeing sharp early morning retreats. And finally, as market volatility intensifies, the global financial community is retreating to safe havens. Gold prices have hit a new 2026 peak today as investors seek refuge from currency fluctuations. Additionally, demand for U.S. Treasuries and the Swiss franc has spiked, reflecting the classic risk-off sentiment as traders prioritize capital preservations over high-risk growth. That's your business update for this afternoon. Don't go away. After the break, we will be back with our newspaper review to dissect the front pages and editorial opinions shaping Nigeria today with Zainab Ibrahim and Abubakar Turaki. I am Hadiza Galadima. Stay with us and do have a great day ahead.
So much, Hadiza Galadima, as always, for the business news. Now, back to our next segment, the newspaper review, and I'm here with Abubakar Turaki. Hello, Abubakar. Welcome to the studio today once again. Hello, Abubakar. Welcome to the studio today once again. So today we'll be doing the Daily Trust front page. And first, just above, it says, ADC, Supreme Court make or mar judgment. I think this conversation is about the judgment that is already going on at the court regarding ADC and the People's Democratic Party. We will be knowing their fate today after the court's arraignment.
Any political party that cannot be able to put it out into order, I think it has to do more.
Because it shows they are not ready to even, be our leader for a whole nation, for a whole country.
Yeah, but sometimes internal party, as I told you earlier,
yes,
is always inevitable. But in a situation whereby you fail to amicably resolve your issue, that even that issue went to going to court.
Yeah.
So I think that political party needs to do more on that. And this is to tell you, all the opposition parties, the ADC and the PDP, are currently in court today, and it is today that the judiciary will decide the fate of that two political parties. on the aspect of ADC, the crisis that is going on between Nafiu and the David Mark faction.
Yeah.
So after today's sitting, then we will know what is going to happen. And on the aspect of PDP, the crisis that is going on between Tanimu Turaki faction and the Wiki faction.
Yes.
So you see all the two major strong political opposition that we have, they are facing internal crisis. So if the ruling party is watching, then I think this is something that they should use it in order to tell Nigerians that, yes, the ruling party is ready to continue from 2027.
So what are you predicting for these political parties from what is happening? Like, tell us what has been going on and what do you think would be the final judgment for these political parties? Because I say that probably maybe ADC might be scratched, but I don't think that is even possible for the image of other political parties. But what do you think would be the final judgment, like a prediction before the courts order?
I'm predicting it may be very difficult as we are about to go to primaries. Maybe APC are going for their own primaries in the next 2 weeks or 1 week to come. It will be very difficult for those two major political parties to see the light of the day, because there has been allegation and rumor all over that there are external forces that are engineering all the thing that is going on in the political party. And if I ask you who on the judiciary, is it not the ruling party that is in the government?
But does that mean that they own the judiciary?
Of course, in Nigerian setting and African setting.
But the judiciary is supposed to be independent. Yes.
So even before I enter, I saw a headline that the judiciary the court have actually scrapped the faction of Tanimu Turaki, and the Ibadan Convention is declared null and void. So it's the Wike faction now that is legitimately the National Working Committee of PDP are now going to be on the side of the Wike, and we all believe that, we know that who appointed Wike as the minister.
Of course, we predicted that
FCT.
the Wike faction would have actually, been the one to have
the victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
wait, now from now to evening, maybe around 7 p.m. or 5 p.m., we will see the verdict of the ADC.
Yes, the final judgment.
I doubt. Well, let me not predict.
Okay.
But I want the judiciary to prove me wrong.
Yes, let's hear your doubts.
It will be difficult to give verdict to the latter.
Okay, so let's bring up this faction inside a political party. Are these are the members of this political party not even worried that this might be like an embarrassment or something to discourage people, that these people are actually not ready to rule us even if they win election?
No, Zainab, politician and his interest, you cannot eschew interest in politics. And a politician can go extra mile in pursuing his own interest.
Yes.
I have been a member of, for example, I am being a member of PDP for the past decades to have my own national cake. And at the tail end, someone from outside came and hijacked the process.
So they will feel like the best decision for them is to create another faction inside.
To create another faction inside. That is to tell you, most of our political parties nowadays are lacking ideology. Because if you truly are saying that you have ideology, then definitely, if you are doing it for the masses,
exactly,
then it can be Zainab or Abubakar who can clinch that ticket.
It doesn't have to be.
But if it is Zainab that is not that, if it is Zainab that did not get the ticket, then definitely Abubakar will revolt. Yes. That is to tell you, from 1999 to date, our politicians and most of our political parties are lacking ideology, which is one of the major issues that we are facing right now.
But Abubakar, do you think they lack ideology, or just like you said, it is about personal interest? It is about me getting the mantle, not about who is right for the citizens.
Then when you have the ideology, you will definitely know who is going to be the right person for the citizens. Look at the likes of Aminu Kano.
Yeah. So let's move. we have a second story on the Daily Trust front page. We would wait ahead of the court verdict to get the final decision, of course, from the court. So we'll be coming back, of course, with this story. We're finding it again on our newspaper headlines. Yes. So moving on to our next story, still on the Daily Trust front page, just below. It's because we can't look away from this headline. It says, enemies trying to use insecurity to get rid of me. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said. Please, can I hear from you before coming?
That has been the same campaign method I'm actually surprised that this word is coming from the president, who has been the incumbent president.
Who has also criticized so many leaders
before he came
even
into power.
Yes, that.
If you look at Buhari came into power. He has been telling Nigerians that the then president, which is President Goodluck Jonathan,
was not capable
due to the issue of insurgency, especially Boko Haram in the northern eastern part of the country.
But when it got to his turn, it's now
it now become worse.
Yes, a blame shift that some people are actually involved in this insecurity issue just to paint him black. Is this like an excuse ahead of the 2027 election? Just like someone said that he's past the Minister of Power, that his past image should not be used in judging him when electing him for the governorship election. The president is also coming to say that the insecurity issue in the country is actually not his fault. So he's still the best candidate. Is this like an excuse ahead of 2027 election?
If Nigerians are wise, they will be the one to decide what to do.
Exactly.
Because as someone that has been #1 citizen and he is here accusing the enemies, trying to truncate his government, then definitely he's not ready for the job.
Yes. I mean, we need the job done, not excuses.
Of course, you can't just be putting excuse and blame games. You are the president. The police, the military and paramilitary are under you. You have the right to do and undo in a democratic set, in a civilian setting.
And if he's saying that ours, these are the jobs of the enemies, why not call out the enemies? If you know the enemies, I think knowing your enemy is the first step to success. Is the first step to attaining, a secured nation. So if we know the enemy, what are we still waiting for?
And he even said it yesterday that he's a stubborn politician.
So as a stubborn politician, why is he not facing his enemy?
He said that I'm a stubborn politician. He's not just trying to show his own side. That is why his enemy are trying to use insecurity in order to get rid of him. And the Senate president also said that the insecurity that is taking place in Nigeria, these are work of some people from the opposition in order to blackmail the good work of the president that he has been doing. And I felt it's an excuse. Maybe he wanted to use it as a campaign slogan ahead of 2027. They came with the Renew Hub.
Yes.
And we are approaching 2027. Maybe they will use that as another excuse or as another slogan or motto against 2027.
Because the Renewed Hope for us seems like...
because I felt as a president talking that way, or maybe it's just a chit-chat, not talking to Nigerians. Maybe he's talking to a few individuals.
Whether he's talking to Nigerians or talking to a few individuals, it is a statement by the president, and this message has actually gotten to the entire citizens. If the president is coming to say that some enemies are against me and because of me, that is why this insecurity is happening. If just like you mentioned yesterday about President Goodluck, past President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, for the sake of the citizens, if you think you are the reason why this insecurity is happening, because your enemy, for the sake of the citizens, what are you even supposed to do?
Well, first, you have two things to do. It's either you take a drastic measure, or if you cannot take a drastic measure, you are incompetent and you cannot offer the services you have. Ask Nigerians to bestow on you, then resign. Then somebody that is willing to do it will come and take over. Because Nigerians are tired of lamentation from the government. Nigerians are tired of sending press release. Nigerians are tired of condolence messages. Nigerians need action. Because, sometimes we have been saying whenever ASU are on strike, they always sign memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
And we Nigerians want to see a memorandum of action.
Yes, not understanding. I think Nigerians are tired of understanding. And the truth is, when you talk about resigning for the purpose of the citizens, just like we've said before, it is about personal interest. And it is my turn, I must be on the seats. You remind me of something. So far, there have been any politician that have voluntarily resigned from the bottom of his heart. I doubt. Because politician in politics in Nigeria is actually...
I stand to be corrected. If there is anyone, maybe our listeners or audience will bring it
politics in Nigeria is actually a different game. It is like a do or die affair.
Which is not supposed to be that way.
We'll be moving on to our next segment, S24 Reports, coming to you after the break. This is all we have for your newspaper review. Thank you.
The Nigerian Senate has passed Police Trust Fund Amendment Bill for second reading, setting the stage for a major overhaul of police funding and operations. The proposed bill, sponsored by Senator Okwemi Bamidele, seeks to repeal the 2019 law and establish.
Across our nation today, we are confronted with complex and evolving security threats, ranging from insurgency and banditry to kidnapping, armed robbery, cybercrime, and communal unrest. These challenges have placed enormous pressure on the Nigerian police force, which remains the frontline institution for internal security.
The bill proposes an increase in statutory allocation to the Police Trust Fund from 0.5% to 1% of revenue from the Federation account, alongside additional funding from grant and private sector contribution. However, concerns were raised over transparency and the impact of increased deduction on government revenues.
Mr. President, you will recall that one of the problems associated with policing in Nigeria is the fact of lack of adequate funding, which in the first place necessitated the passage of this Police Trust Fund. Mr. President, I think that the time has come that we must frontally confront the problem of inadequate funding of our security agencies, especially the police.
A member of this committee and a former chairman of the House of Representative Police Committee, these last three items I so mentioned, it becomes almost impossible to have the Nigerian police open up to this. And therefore, when you are budgeting for the Nigerian police, you will not be able to get the right comprehension.
That what we are doing now is not in any way in breach of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the ground rule. I want to crave your indulgence and refer you to Section 80, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Exactly.
Subject to your indulgence, I will read, because that provision is very clear and unequivocal.
Please read.
No monies shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation except to meet the expenditure that is charged upon the fund by this Constitution, or where the issue of those monies has been authorized by an Appropriation Act, Supplementary Act, or an act passed in pursuance of Section 81 of the Constitution.
On his part, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio emphasized that the bill goes beyond funding, aiming to address structural inefficiency while assuring strict oversight to ensure transparency.
We are talking about Police Act. Are you hearing me? So if we need to include Police Act and then pass the new finance allocation formula, the Police Act will be there. And when we pass that, that now comes in consonance with the Constitution. So
the bill has been referred to the Senate Committee on Police Affairs and expected to report back within 2 weeks.
And welcome back from that break. This is Political Arena with me, Abubakar Traki. When Nigerian youth And welcome back from that break. This is Political Arena with me, Abubakar Shraki. When Nigerian youths are given opportunity to take part in governance, many people across the country are calling for more inclusion. This is based on the belief that when the energy of young people is combined with the experience and wisdom of leaders, the country can achieve a better, more lasting result. However, this also brings up important questions about readiness, structure, and how youths can fit into the political system. To help me understand this discussion, I am joined by my colleague, Shukrat, to understand the reason why the clamoring and call for youth inclusion in governance is all over. Shukrat, welcome to Political Arena.
Thank you, Abubakar, for having me.
So, Shukrat, as a young Nigerian, what are your expectations when young people are given opportunity to be in governance?
First and first, I expect inclusivity. Inclusivity is very important. Inclusivity in all aspects of government, because I feel the young people are closer to the people and they know ways to get feedbacks from their people on any policy or any system they are carrying out or things they are trying to do. They are supposed to be inclusive. They're supposed to carry the people along in every aspect of everything they are trying to do. And they are going to focus on the problems, the actual problems. They are not just going to say, oh, these are the problems, these are the problems, this is why Nigeria is not this, this is why Nigeria is not that. They know the problems already. They'll carry out the problems. Job creation, they are going to channel energy, ideas. They are going to put in place systems and structures that can help defeat the problems of Nigeria. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, young people do not have the experience. So far, where has experience led us? Nowhere. Experience has not led us anywhere. So I think it's high time we let go of experience and focus on skills.
Can you elaborate more? Experience have not led Nigeria anywhere. With all the gigantic structures that are going on, with all the huge and all the progress that Nigerians witness, and you are saying that experience have not led Nigerians anywhere.
Nigeria is witnessing progress. But the progress we are witnessing is not the progress we should be witnessing. Just recently, the president of Ghana said God should help Nigeria, so big countries like Nigeria would not be running to small countries like Ghana. Are we experiencing enough progress?
But there is a bilateral relationship between Nigeria and
There
Ghana.
is, but we are running to them. He used the word running to them. Should we be running to them? No. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Do you think we have experienced enough progress to live up to that name, giant of Africa? No. We do not have the stability it takes to be the giant of Africa yet.
Despite the fact that Nigeria played a vital role in the liberation of places it has contributed to a peacekeeping operation, it has contributed to making the continent stable.
I am not disputing that. But is Nigeria itself stable? No. We are contributing to other people's stability when we ourselves are not stable. I'm not saying we should not contribute. We should contribute. But if you are going to contribute in something you do not have, you should have it first. Should you not? Nigeria is progressive, but the progress we are making is not the progress we're supposed to be making. We are supposed to be far ahead. Hence why we need innovative young minds on this in the leadership in the country. They should not be treated as like learners. They should be treated as co-partners with our I don't want to say old, but with our grown-up leaders.
From all indication, young people have given opportunity in the Fourth Republic, and we have seen what people like Yahya Bello showcase. We have seen what people like Senator Elisha Apo have showcased, and we have seen many young people, when given opportunity in the governance, they used to use it in order to personal use instead of service to the people.
That is where I'll say they were leaning into the already existing system. They are leaning into the already existing system. Instead of them not to lean into it, they are leaning into it. And speaking of young people, how old was Yahya Bello when he got into government?
He was still young, in his late 30s.
In his late 30s. He's not exactly young. He's a middle-aged man. So he just adapted what has already been there, and he kept on doing it. He didn't stop it. He didn't try to break the circle of gerontocratic ideas that were already in existence. He leaned into it and adapted what has been there instead of creating his own new structures, bringing his own energy and innovative ideas into the system. Hence why you should not be stereotypical, using one person to judge the others, using one youth to judge the other youths.
But I have given you so many examples.
Have we used, if we are talking about what the youth have not done, should we talk about the gerontocratic people?
We are talking of youth of nowadays.
Not youth of nowadays. Yeah, Bello is not the youth of nowadays. Last I checked, he was born in 1980s, and that's not nowadays. Not 1990, not 2000s. He was born in the early 1980s, and that's not nowadays. Check, that's like 40 years back, if I'm not mistaken.
So from the way you spoke, you are pretty optimistic that once the opportunity is given to young people, Nigeria may move toward progress, development, unity, and progress.
You see, that is me not being realistic. I'm a realist. Being a realist, just give the power to young people, they will do better. Nobody's saying that. But they will help, they will assist and move Nigeria, direct Nigeria towards where it should be going. They will not just sit on the idea of experience. This person did it like this, let me do it like this. The person that did it like this, that you want to do like this, when did the person rule? The person ruled 40 years back, the person ruled 50 years back. We should focus on new ideas, and I think young people are going to be more innovative with their ideas and focus on the present and not rely on what somebody has done in the past. So
I quite agree with your submission.
And I'm not saying young people are just going to come and fix everything, but they will drive Nigeria towards where it should be going. That's what I'm saying.
Many opportunities are given to it, especially when it comes to like student unionism. And we have been seeing how young people are misappropriating the little fund that was injected in the student unionism body. So what can you say about that?
You should not generalize. The people in government currently are embezzling funds. Why should it be directed at young people alone? Those in higher level of government are also embezzling funds, and those are older people. Just like I said earlier, they are leaning into the already existing system. And you should not be stereotypical and say, because one student...
But you cannot copy somebody directly now. At least you are a different human being. At least you are expected to do something differently.
That's the thing. Most ideas are generic, similar, similarity. This person is doing this, I want to do this. This person is doing this, let us do this. And you should not be stereotypical to say because one SUG government messed up, the others are also messing up. Not all SUG governments are messing up. Some are actually good, just that the bad will always be louder than the good.
But most of them are running and there is no accountability and transparency.
Who told you that? Where did you see that? Where?
I also went to university.
Yes, I'm currently a university student. There is accountability in some. Of course, it cannot be all of them cannot be good, and all of them cannot be bad. That is the point. Not all young people are credible to be leaders, and not all of them are not credible to be leaders. But we have not even given them the chance to know, yes, this person is credible or not. We should give them the chance to know they are credible. To know. Have you given any young person the chance to be credible apart from Yaya Bello and Alicia?
They are the likes of Bello Erufai, who is representing Kaduna North.
So far, so good. How has he been doing?
Well, he's doing fantastically
Exactly.
great.
Is he not a young person? Why would you not use the likes of him to judge the others? And you choose to use the likes of somebody that is 40 to judge the others. Use one person's fault to cover us. And the fact that Nigerians says old people have not been leading the country so well.
Okay, when it comes to self-centered ideology among the young people, and it has come to our notice, it's obvious that young people nowadays, they cherish their comfort zone instead of using their youthful age in search of education, knowledge, and even skills. What can you say about that?
You have been mistaken, Abubakar. Young people do not cherish their comfort zone. Have you seen the rate in which young Nigerians are bagging PhDs? Young Nigerians are bagging PhDs in courses like mathematics. In serious...
The ratio is not even 1 to 10.
No, because we are focusing on something that is more profitable. That is where the older people have led Nigerians. We no longer focus on things that we are truly passionate about, as everything we are passionate about now is just hustle.
We have seen a situation whereby young people, a young adult, a young Nigerian man, may likely stay under his comfort zone, Facebooking, TikToking,
no.
And wasting his precious time.
No, he's not wasting his precious time. If he's Facebooking, he's probably going to get monetized on Facebook and start earning That is where the older people have led the country to. Nowadays, we no longer people go to school just to survive, not out of passion or be educated.
To speak to many young Nigerians, and most of them, their response is, most of them, they go to school just because to have the certificate.
And to survive. They want to get a job that will fit them and their families.
The essence of education is getting a job.
The essence of exactly
literacy.
That the essence of education should be fighting literacy. But with where Nigeria is today, would you care about illiteracy if you have not eaten? Would you care about illiteracy if you cannot afford basic necessities like shelter, water? Do you see the fact that they are stable? If you use your certificate to fight illiteracy, who would fight poverty for you? What would you use to fight poverty?
Will open more doors for you. But what I'm trying to let you understand is, many young people nowadays, they felt like going to school is not even important. There is even a slogan that they are using, school is a scam. And these are the type of people that you are agitating for.
No.
An opportunity to be given to them.
Like I said earlier, you are stereotypical. You are stereotyping. They are young people who in fact believe knowledge is the basis of a nation. Do you understand? The young people in the nation have to be educated. But you have to be, as a Nigerian nowadays, the basis of education is not just to be educated, it's just to survive. That is where older people have driven the country to.
Right. Before we draw the curtain,
we are just trying to survive.
Before we draw the curtain of the program, in a nutshell, what is your call to young Nigerians that are eager to venture into elective position?
First and first, I would say they should not be eager. Eagerness is not going to get them anywhere. They should be patient.
But they have been eager for the past decades.
Yes, and the thing is, we should elect credible young people. Credible young people, people that are actually credible. We should not just say, oh, because this person is young, we should let the person in. No, is the person credible? Does the person have the knowledge, the innovation, the idea it takes, the energy? Is the person ready to change the structure and the system? Is the person ready to widen the structure and mold the structure in a way is going to fit for other young people to come in?
You're calling for meritocracy over interest.
Yes. Does the young person you are bringing in to be elected, does he have the interest of the people at heart?
Okay, Shukran, I think we have to draw the curtain of the program. We're going to have this conversation after this program because you spoke extensively good about young Nigerians, and I believe what you said, they will definitely listen to you, and I believe Nigerians will see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Amen.
That is all what we have on Political Arena. Stay tuned for our S24 Day commentary.
In the car, where music flows through everyday life, a new rhythm is emerging. One that carries more than melody. It carries resistance, identity, and change. In a space long dominated by men, a group of women is stepping forward, redefining who gets to perform and who gets to be heard. Inside the recording studio, sound comes alive. Drums, keyboard, bass guitars, and voices blending into rhythm. This is Orchestra Jijini, an all-women band rewriting the rules of music in Senegal.
The idea of actually starting an orchestra was a dream. My older sister, Kokading, and I went to the office. So he brought up that idea. Without thinking, I told him, why not? I told him yes. Then there was Aisha Tuding, the older sister, who was there, who played the drums and everything. After Aisha, one by one, Evra came along, and then there was Rima Diop. There were so many women.
What began as a dream quickly became a shared vision, bringing together women musicians once scattered across the country. Drummers, singers, instrumentalists uniting to create something entirely new.
It was my father who called me. He's my mentor. His name is Papis Ndiaye. He called me at the studio to tell me he wanted to bring me into a women's group called I found out about them through my dad. That's how I joined the band.
For some, the journey into the band was unexpected. But what started as a simple connection soon became a professional path and a purpose. Each musician brings our own influence, blending global inspiration with Senegalese tradition. But behind the music is discipline, training, and resilience.
It's not easy being a woman and an artist to boot, especially in our field because there are so many trends. There's a lot of, how should I put it, gossip. Well, there are also people who throw you off balance sometimes, and because for me, that's part of the job. Because it's like diplomats or other people who work in other fields, civil servants and all that, who get up early in the morning to go to the office and all that.
In a society shaped by strong expectations, being a female musician is not without challenges. For these women, every performance is more than art. It is resistance. But the orchestra is doing more than making music. It is reshaping perception, challenging what women are expected to do and who they are allowed to become.
In fact,
that's our main challenge. Aside from that, when it comes to the international trip, we are taking and have already taken. We are facing financial difficulties. So it's complicated for us. Flying is complicated and getting around is complicated. There were a lot of complications, but we managed to get there by plane because we had to write a letter to the new minister. It wasn't easy at all.
C'était pas évident du tout.
Behind the rhythm lies struggles, financial limitations, travel challenges, and limited resources. Even with growing recognition, the journey remains demanding.
What motivated me to write this book was, first and foremost, to introduce the general public to the remarkable work accomplished by the orchestra and the producer, and above all, to serve as a role model for other young women. It's just a profession. Since I'm with them practically all the time, I find them to be very well-mannered, very polite, and very positive people. There is no problem between them. People often say that things between women can be a bit complicated, but yeah, it's like a family. You might not have realized it, but it's a joy to be here.
These women's story is now being documented, capturing not just their music, but their impacts. Within the orchestra, there is no competition, only community.
Alors, nous avons la chance quand même, au niveau du Sénégal.
We are fortunate in Senegal to have an orchestra made up of almost entirely of women who represent Senegal in the international stage. It is still important. The outlook for 2026, which by the way have been announced since 2025, includes a series of initiatives planned for France.
De prestations qui sont prévues au niveau de la France.
Founded by Sambadiate, the group has become a symbol of possibility, presenting Senegal on international stages, turning local rhythm into global recognition. From studio sessions in Dakar to stages beyond Senegal, Orchestra Jigini is more than a band. It is proof that barriers are not broken by permission, but by performance. And in every bit, one message echoes clearly: women belong here too.
Hello and welcome to Tech Updates, where innovation isn't just shaping the future, it's redefining how we live it. I'm Gladys Asuko, and today's headline takes us from the heart of Nigeria's financial hub to the global race for artificial intelligence dominance. We begin right in Lagos, where industrial leaders are gathering for the Nigerian Banking Outlook 2026. Senior figures in finance and technology are meeting today to tackle some of the sector's most pressing priorities, including bank recapitalization and the growing need for artificial intelligence.
At the center of this discussion is how AI can be leveraged to strengthen security systems and deliver fast, smarter customer experiences in Nigeria's evolving banking landscape. And while financial institutions exploit AI for efficiency and trust, the global tech space is pushing those same innovations into the hands of everyday users. The tech world is buzzing with comparison between two upcoming giants, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra and the Apple iPhone 17 Pro Max. From next-generation AI chips to cutting-edge camera systems, both devices are setting new benchmarks for what smartphones can achieve. As expectations rise, consumers are watching closely to see which brand will redefine the premium smartphone experience in 2026. But beyond smartphones and user AI, the real battle for AI supremacy is happening on a much larger scale. The global tech giants are projected to invest a staggering $650 billion into AI infrastructure this year. This massive funding will power the expansion of data centers and advanced computing systems, the backbone of tomorrow's intelligent technologies. It's a clear signal that artificial intelligence is no longer just a trend, but the foundation of the future digital economy. However, as innovation accelerates, one major challenge continues to threaten progress, especially here in Africa. Africa is currently facing a critical shortage of cybersecurity professionals, a gap that is slowing down the safe development of smart cities across the continent. Without enough skilled experts to protect digital systems, the risks of cyber threats increase, raising concerns about how securely new technologies can be deployed. And that's a tech update where innovation meets responsibility and the future is unfolding right before our eyes. Stay informed, stay secure, and stay connected because in today's digital world, knowledge is your greatest advantage. Don't go away, stay glued to your screen. Khadija Mohammed is on standby with the hottest entertainment updates you definitely don't want to miss coming up right after the break.
Hello, and welcome back from the break. This is your entertainment update with Khadija, where vibes meet headlines, and the gist is always hotter than your trending playlist. Let's dive straight in because today's stories are giving everything Afrobeat energy to global glam and deep cultural roots. We are kicking things off with a certified vibe. The rising Afrobeat sensation Shodi has teamed up with rap heavyweight Olamide to drop a brand new single titled Come Closer. The track, released just after midnight on April 30th, is already making waves across streaming platforms, with fans praising its catchy rhythm and undeniable chemistry between both artists. Now, here's the backstory that makes it even sweeter. Shode reportedly caught Olamide's attention years ago through TikTok covers, and today, that dream has turned into a full-cycle collaboration. From social media covers to mainstream spotlights, this is one of the manifest it till it happens gang. And honestly, if this song doesn't make you move, check your Wi-Fi because something must be wrong. And now from music to movies, well, this series actually, let's talk about the Hausa drama, Kadara, which means destiny. It's currently trending across social media platforms. The series has become a hot topic online with viewers debating plot twists, character choices, and emotional scenes. Known for its deep storytelling, Kadara explores themes of destiny, love, and societal expectation, making it highly relatable for many audiences in northern Nigeria and beyond. On platforms like X, fans are not holding back. Some are rooting for love, others are calling out characters like they are part of the family. And you know a show that has hit differently when people start arguing about it like it's real life. At this point, Kadara is not just a series, it's a full-blown conversation starter. Now, let's switch continents because when Rihanna moves, the world pays attention. The global icon recently launched a stunning pop-up experience for Fenty Beauty in Mumbai. The theme is traditional Indian heavily. The immersive activation known as Fenty Beauty Key Hivat. It blends global beauty with Indian culture, featuring theme rooms, interactive product displays, and fun experiences. Rihanna's visit has been nothing short of a spectacle fans flooded social media with reaction. while the star herself described the experience as one of the most unforgettable and heartwarming moments for her. And of course, she didn't come quietly, serving bold fashion looks and turning the entire event into a runway moment. Because let's be honest, Rihanna doesn't attend events, she becomes the event herself. Now, let's take a deeper turn because not all story trends are told on social media. Some live through generations. In Namibia, the Himba people uphold a powerful spiritual tradition known as the Okuruo, or holy fire. This sacred fire is kept burning continuously, sometimes for generations, and serves as a living connection between the people and their ancestors. It is not just symbolic, it is central to their spiritual identity. Before major life events such as marriage, naming a newborn, or healing ritual, families gather around the fire to seek permission and guidance from those who come from them. The fire acts as a bridge between the physical and spiritual world. Anthropological studies of Himba culture highlight how the Okuro is typically maintained by the male head of the household, who acts as a spiritual intermediary. The positioning of the fire often between the family home and the ancestral graves further reinforces its role as a link between the past and the present. If the fire ever goes out, it is believed that the connection to the ancestors is broken, a disruption that carries deep spiritual consequences. In a world obsessed with trend and timeless, the Himba reminds us that some connections are meant to last forever. And that is your entertainment update for today, where music, movies, global icons, and culture meet in one space. I'm Khadija Muhammad, and remember, whether it's a hit song, a trendy series, or a sacred tradition, every story has a rhythm. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay entertained. Coming up next is Sports News with Martha after the break.
And frustrations from manager Michael Arteta. Atletico, meanwhile, celebrated the decision, feeling justice have been served after a tightly contested game. The tie now heads to the second leg at the Emirates, level at 1-1, with everything still to play for. Moving on, Live Golf is facing major doubts after reports that its main financial backer, Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, is set to end future funding. The decision is expected to take effect after the 2026 season, marking a major shift for the breakaway golf league that was built on billions in investments. As part of the restructuring, Live Golf chairman Yasser Al-Ramayan is also expected to step down, indicating a leadership shakeup at the top level. The league, which was created to revival the PGA Tour, has struggled to maintain strong global viewership despite heavy spending. And this latest development raises questions about its long-term future. Switching focus to England, history will be made at Wembley as Akil Howson becomes the first black official to feature in a FA Cup final. He has been appointed as an assistant referee for the 2026 final between Chelsea and Manchester City, marking a landmark moment in the competition's long history. Howson's appointment is being widely praised as a step forward for diversity in official football recognition at large, of his consistent rise through the refereeing ranks. And finally, in off-field drama, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen is at the center of controversy after reports of a legal dispute involving Mercedes-Benz over a luxury vehicle valued at €90,000, which is about 142 million naira, linked to an alleged unpaid lease agreement. The issue is said to involve a contract dispute over the car, with claims that payments were not fully completed, leading to legal action in Italy. While the matter unfolds, fans have strongly rallied behind Osimhen on social media, defending him and questioning the situation, with many calling for patience while the case is unresolved. The situation has sparked debate online, but for now, the striker continues to enjoy strong public support despite the off-field headlines. And this brings us to the end of today's sports update. From Champions League tension in Madrid to doubt in Live Golf, a historic moment at Wembley, and a growing off-field storm involving Victor Osimhen. Stay tuned for more updates as this stories continues to develop. Up next is PG News after the break.
Make we touch like the matter where they ground today. We go first small as the federal government don't officially talk say tomorrow Friday, May 1st, 2026 go be public holiday for workers. This one is to celebrate International Workers' Day. The Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji Ojo now he sent the message through the Permanent Secretary Madeleine Ajani. The minister hailed all Nigerian workers, say they try well for the work where they do to make sure say the country better. He can't tell workers say may they say the country better. He can't tell workers say may they continue to do good work with their heart and mind. May we get patriotic mind, can't get hope say one day our heart and mind. May we get patriotic mind, can't get hope say one day Nigeria go better. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't sack Seydou Mohammed, will be the Oga for the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA. This sack letter they give him after 4 months where they still employer. The president's spokesperson Bayo Onanuga talks say the change where they want make now to make sure say oil and gas sector they work well. Now the president don't choose Rabiu Abdullahi they work well. Now the president don't choose Rabiu Abdullahi Umar to take over the work. But the senators say they must first check, agree before the man go fit start work. APC aspirant just the rush election fall. The struggle for 2027 election don't start for inside APC party. Many people will want to run for presidency, governorship, and lawmakers don't begin they buy form for Abuja. Everywhere just they bubble as people they rush. Even though some party leaders want choose people by consensus, will be agreements. Many APC aspirants no agree. They say they want direct primaries where every member go vote so that the person will win go be the real choice of the people, making no be like say they want do wayo. 12 Chibok girls they graduate from university. After 12 years where Boko Haram carried 276 girls for Chibok school, better news don't come out say 12 of those girls were escape forest don't ready to graduate from the American University of Nigeria for Yola. The Oga for the school, Professor Dwayne Frazier, can say this one a big victory for the whole world. He said the girl shows say no matter how life hard reach, person fit still succeed if he get hope. This one come and say if life day, nothing way God no fit do for person life. The House of Representatives don't move one bill we go make Nigeria get better development plan for 50 years. They say it go start from 2026, reach 2076. Honorable Amobi Oga, now him bring the idea. The lawmaker 76. Honorable Amobi Oga, now him bring the idea. The lawmakers say the reason be say before every new government they always stop the work where the old one starts. This new law now go come make sure say it go force every government will come may they follow the same plan so that Nigeria go feel really develop. They say the plan is to make sure say new government go must complete the good work where the past governments carry they go before intend or expire. So instead, may the new government forget the work where the other government carry they go. Come begin they do in own. The plan be say you go make sure say you must complete every pending project before you do new one. For Dubai, they say visa don't dey easy for people who get house. Dubai don't change their rules for people who want get visa through house buying. Before, you must buy house where cost reach 750,000 dirhams. But now, if you buy any house at all, and now only you get them, you fit apply for the 2-year residency visa. If not 2 or more people join money buy the house, each person must get share will reach 400,000 dirhams. before they give the visa. This one can make it easy for many people to stay for Dubai. If you want to stay for Dubai, follow this new way. Our story go end for here today, my people. I thank una where they with us for Monday reach today. Tomorrow na public holiday. Make una rest where.